a sight to behold. It never gets old. Anyways, after a very torrid time in Suzuka with drivers crashing left, right, center, and then just couldn't avoid the curbs at Suzuka, we're gonna go at it again for this race now taking place in Fuji Speedway. Welcome everyone to round 1 of the HoloType World Tsuyo Series. We're here in Fuji for the drivers to contest the Fuji 100 minutes, coming right up for you. Now this was supposed to be a race in Suzuka, but we had to reflect this race after 4 laps after we saw so many crashes and it was unsustainable. We tried everything actually, moving the racing line, telling drivers to avoid the curve, but it just keeps happening even with those changes. So we're gonna have to try again at a different circuit. This time we're racing at Fuji Speedway. Now, I really didn't think we'd be returning to Fuji after we raced here in the 6 Fest race. But anyways, we're here in Fuji for the 100-minute race here for the Tsuyo series as a replacement for the Suzuka race. 4.65 kilometers is the track length, 16 corners in total. You're going to be seeing some familiar names here as we'll be getting into it in a bit. Race distance 250 kilometers or 55 laps is to be in order. With a lap record potentially at a 1:30.042. That's what we set it back in late February when we got the stream going. So anyways, let's move on into the World Tsuyo Series lineup. We got the top finishers, for example, Callum Gibbons, Tyler Williams, and Moshe and Reza finishing top of their respective splits. So they will be the favorites coming into the Tsuyo. And we got the likes of Samaki, Leah Kai, Lexi Bowen, alongside Wano Zetaro, Aziz Mwazib, and Aaron Nakamura. Also getting into the podium positions in each of the respective splits. And of course we got some hopefuls like Al Santara, who won already in HoloType Japan and World. Twice already this season in the Japan series and one in the World series. Also same goes for Daniel Bargan and Sky, who won at Le Mans as well. So the drivers are going to be potential dark horses for the Tsuyo battle that's going to come up soon, at least in the world context. And if you do look back into the world qualifier spots here, Hazi Kiyazi is also someone that we should pay attention to, as he also have already won in Fuji. Will he be able to repeat the feat as well? Lexi Bowen, of course, we mentioned before, has already won a race. That was back in Motegi. And back in the split B, we got Leah Kai and that Sky, who won races. And then Tyler Williams topping it all off with a win in Motegi in split B. And then Alex Santaro, of course, won in split C, and then we got Callum Gibbons bookending the season with wins. So that is going to be the favorites for the Tsuyo, at least as far as winning is concerned. For the title, I really can't tell. As far as one of the most points, it will be Mamash Reza, who scored 455 points. He's the most consistent driver in the World Series so far. Will he be able to repeat the feat? We'll have to wait and see, because in the International Series, it's been a bit patchier. So that will be something that needs to be addressed. And now looking back into the rest of the lineup, we got hopefuls like Takeda Adachi, Daniel Goyeda, and Mama Cashew, who performed well in their Formula HoloLive series, but needs to find something in the HoloType. Same goes for the likes of Dawan Bumin and Great Power, who had that patchy time in HoloType at the moment, but they're looking to start new with run to the World Tsuyo, but we'll have to see how that happens. And also keep in mind Hyuta Asano, who all qualified in Tsuyo by virtue of the tiebreaker spots, because he was in 12th place in the tiebreaker spot in World Qualifiers B, which actually pitches him alongside Isakaji Mikolev. And Hyuta Asano actually scored 138 over Mikolev's 116, which is why Hyuta Asano is in the Tsuyo right now. Alright, with that out of the way, let's move on into qualifying. We have dilly-dally on this part for way too long. Anyways, I'm Momoshizan Reza in the commentary booth, and welcome everyone to Suzuka. Sorry, Fuji. As we are now gonna see the cars already making themselves out of the track. And Just going to down the disconnects and reconnects are getting wild. But anyways, we are seeing already a few cars out on track back at Fuji after racing here a month ago. Sorry, 6 months ago, half a year ago. So these drivers should have some familiarity with the circuit. But this time it does. But this time this track is the venue for the Tsuyo, where again, as we mentioned before, it was supposed to be held in Suzuka, but problems in Suzuka meant that we had to schedule it we had to reschedule the race to a different time, and we can't just outright cancel the event because then there's only 2 races in the world Tsuyo compared to Zako who had racing 3. So this time we are gonna try to make things right. Well, right now we're trying to see what the problems are in the Suzuka mod, and we'll see if things can be fixed with more time to spare these days. Anyways, back on the racing situation. Guess what happened yesterday? HoloType, well, the remainder of the members of the Promise who are still in HoloType are still here, and they performed a live concert commemorating their 2nd anniversary of the group, which includes Iris, Crony, and Bay. And of course, we got the respected drivers doing very well in the ARO competition. In particular, 2 weeks ago when Sven Jensen won for Iris in the World Zako Series race at Suzuka. Of course, as we mentioned earlier, we have to update the standings only after when the CEO races, when all of the HoloType races, work races of that round are complete. So until this race is completed, we won't be sharing you the ID and the JP and international standings. Alright, so it's time for an onboard lap here in Fuji once again, in case all of you somehow forgot. So anyways, you come around the final corner to start your lap. Of course, it's 1.5 kilometer long straight, longest in ARO competitions, I believe. So again, you need to have the great exit off of the final corner to really launch yourself into turn 1. When you reach the 100-meter board, hit the brakes hard and then turn it around in first gear for the max turn in, flat out into turn 2 and into the corner, brake at the 50-meter board. That should be okay in these cars. And into the long 100 car, you need to pick up your apex here to really maximize your speed. 96224 for Williams in the first sector, and then into the 100-meter board, braking into this tight hairpin, and then blast yourself off into 300 hard. Very open radius scoring. Take it flat in these cars, and then Dunlop chicane. Use the Dunlop billboard as reference to brake. And to take it easy on those curves, but the curves of Fuji are much lower, so they should be okay. Anyways, into turns 13, 14, 15, 16, and here comes turns 13 and 14. You gotta have to straighten your braking line if you want to play it safe, but you can brake and turn at the same time to get more turn in and brake later. But it comes at a risk of losing control of the car. And then same goes with 15 and 16, which is this 15 and 16 that you have a long straight to deal with as well. So maximizing your corner exit is something crucial if you want to find a long time with straights, and that is a lot here in Fuji. Time lose losses of 130.871. And Sami Ake currently up in the top spots after, well, if you count results that count, he won at Yeongnam in the JP. I just double check. In the JP Tsuyo, yeah, he already is leading the JP standings as we speak. So right now Ake is currently on red hot form for the Fox. And yes, we have also heard the news about Furuki's mouth. Looking like Mount Fuji. Looking at mouth. Mount Fuji, looking mouth. And right now we are racing on the hills, on the foothills of Mount Fuji. what I just wanted to show you as we're about to finish the qualifying session. Sky now currently qualifies on pole position. We'll see if Sami Ake can qualify as high as he can. Now using the slipstream of Yuta Asano, who is doing kind of okay. Goodwin now qualifies 10th. Asano up in 19th. Sami Ake has not improved. Trying to see if we can get a good angle with this Fuji track here. Also, Great Proud doing very well, up in 3rd. Going for maximum destruction. This guy. Also looking into the other the drivers setting their decent times there. Lexi Bowen and Callum Gibbons, top 2 in their respective splits, are currently between 5th and 6th. And Mama Shadareza joins in on the fight as well. Tyler Williams, meanwhile, currently in pole position for Amane Kanata. Already 3/10 of a second ahead. Oh, yeah, speaking of which, where's Mount Fuji? Ah, yes, Mount Fuji. Put Shiragami Fubuki's mouth in here, because, well, you can. Anyways, another one on top, Irene Nakamura for Hachama, who did not score points at Yeongnam, looking to capitalize on that front row position here. Times now drop down to 0. Zentaro Demashnev and Ricci will not take further part in qualifying. Great Power goes up to 2nd, 1:35.06 for the Moko car. Anyways, I think we're okay with calling the car that. We don't refer to Mokoko or Chan, if that's the thing. Again, it's her decision if he wants to really have like 2 names like to call. Anyways, back into this one. Tyler Williams, that will be it for this qualifying. Now, Atara not doing okay, not doing enough to get that pole position, but should be able to get himself up into the top 6 if he can nail down that final sector. There's still no promise that he could actually do that. Lexi Bowen currently up in 6th place. Rio goes up into 16th. And Atara does not improve on his time, decides to go into the pits. Oh, Azurid goes up into 7th for Mori Calliope. The driver who performs well in World Series but not in Istanbul international races. As we only have 5 cars left yet to run. Yazi, who last actually did win here in Fuji, is currently in 11th. Callum Gibbons, who also won here in Fuji 6 months ago, is currently in 9th as Azim Wasif goes into 4th. And that's it for qualifying. And guess what? Kyle Williams is on pole position. Alright, it's a good time to collect ourselves, as we're gonna get the race underway. Just want to double check the whew. Give me a second. Give me a second. I have messed up the thing. I forgot to put the session times here. I just wanted to save this for now. I will update you on the timing and what do we call it? On the lineups here, as I forgot to set the thing to. I forgot to set the thing on the, what do we call it? I forgot to set the race duration to 55 laps. So do give me time. Again, I can apologize. So 57, 52. But I just wanted to point out that there are some interesting drivers who have qualified on the back. I won't spoil you right now onto who qualifies at the back, but I just want to say this. It is we got some race winners who are currently down there. Let me just check. Right. This is gonna take a while to sort. Let me see the names. Okay. $390 and then bonus. So please give me time. Please don't leave the stream. I am trying to still sort the standings here. Oh, good. Goddamn, we got some. Let me just Adachi and let me just Adachi. Alright, we should have the grid slots already set. This time we are going to get ourselves properly ready for the race. Again, we apologize for the extremely long delay in the start. Again, I can apologize for this. Just need to get the Tsuyo race done and dusted on a work day. Again, I'm not available on Friday, on tomorrow, on Sunday, which is why I had to schedule it here. Alright, just wanted to check here. Oh my, that's not even the right car. Give me a second. Alright, trying it again. We are just going to finally get ourselves on the start. Alright, we are just going to try it again, and this time we got the entire lineup done. I don't know if we can restart and still have the thing here. Alright, I just wanted to test if we are good, if the score, if the result scoring are still going to apply or not. Check. Alright, we're gonna try something a bit unusual for the start. I cannot believe we are already delaying this for quite some time. All right. Let me just double check. All right. So we are just going to. I cannot. All right. We hope that the results are going to be safe. I have no guarantee that it will happen. So all right. So let's not waste too much of our time and let's move on into the starting lineup here for the race here in Fuji, the Fuji 100 minutes Tsuyo series race. Tal Williams starts on pole position for Americanta on row 1. Lining up alongside will be Great Power in the Mokoko number 52. Starting third will be Akai Hato's Ari Nakamura, who won the HoloType GT3 title this year. We'll see how she will fare from this position. Fourth place, Ayuna Risu and Aziz Muazif, highest ID class car. And then we got the Etsky for Kazama Iroha starting 5th for Iroha. And then we got Sami Age, who won the Yongnam Tsuyo race in the JP series for Shofubuki. Ending a 3-year drought. They will start 6th. Lexi Bowden starts 7th for Shiragai Noel with 8th place Maury Calliope's is Joshua Azuri. 9th place is currently occupied by Caleb Gibbons of Roboco as the Split B champions in the World Series qualifiers. Sorry, C. Anyways, we also got Alson Taro, who won 2 races already this season for Nekomata Kayu. Will he do it again? Yukihara Toka starts in 11th for Yuki Hanalami. And Haji Jackson 12th for Shiri Novella for the Novelettes. Oh man, I need to double check again if I got the thingy right. And we did. Momashita Reza, the Split A champion, already won in an invitational race for Kaseki BG, will start 13th. 14th place will be Hope of Me for Tokinosora. And 15th place will be Lia Kai and Hagos Bells, who did win here in Fuji 6 months ago in Split B qualifiers. And then I got Maverick CM16 for Omar Polka. And I got 7th Yuta Sano for Gigi Murin. Unexpected qualifier in the World Series. And I got 18th place Yoshizuna Rio for Nakari Ayami in 18th. 19th place Kobo Kanaero and Hanari Miyuki. And I got 20th place Jake Goodwin. Oh no, Kamimio. Now coming down to the bottom places of the grid, Monozetaro is looking to try to make something work from 21st for Oro Crony with 22nd. Danilo Goyana for Sarapecora. 13th place. Plaza de Basha for Aki Rosa. Will try to see if we can get into the top 15 for points. For Lorenzo Ricci as well for Hosho Marines, he will start 24th. 25th will be Takeda Dashi into Maya Nanas with 26th, Anya Mafisa and Angela Sims. Not going to be happy about this one given that her rival is currently qualified further up. 27 will be Evelyn Kromi and ERB, the surprise package in Formula Hall International last season. We'll see how they will fare this time. With 28th, Tawan Bomin for Fuawa Bisgard. 29th will be the only device entrant in HoloType in this HoloType World Series, Ali J for Kikira Vivi. And the 30th place will be Momakashi for Sonoma Kiwatami. 31st will be Koi Rika Mendes and Takanashi Kiara, with Momashake Reza in 32nd for Moses Name. 23rd, Daniel Barger, 33rd place Daniel Barger for Shimachi Suisei will start alongside Lap of Darkness and Rustin Coraggio at the back end of the field. Alright. I don't know if the results are going to be saved or not. I want to believe that we are gonna get the results saved, but if we don't, then I'm gonna have to prepare for it. Alright, so we are finally getting the race started. Take 2 in the World Series, race 1 of the season. We got the pole sitter, Tyler Williams, already going on at a start, and we are off. And it looks to me that Williams has the best start out of anyone so far. Everyone is gonna try to make their way into turn one, breaking into the corner. And oh, that's a flip. That is Tawan booming. We will check what happened to Tawan, as that will be our first casualty of the race. And meanwhile, we also have Wasif and Nakamura going side by side into the first of the hairpin corners here, leaving space between these two. Good job there. Wasif now has a better run off of the hairpin into 300R. They're now alongside. Still giving each other space in this lengthened race. Shorts. As we see Wasif and Nakamura go toe-to-toe, nearly giving each other some contact, but fortunately leaving space between the two. As Williams leads Prower, Wasif and Nakamura battle out for third. Sky in fifth, Azurit up to sixth place, Ake seventh, Gibbo in eighth place with Lexi Bow in ninth, Al Centaro in the top 10. What other retirements we are going to need to report, as we now have 33 remaining cars now making their way into the start finish line. Williams currently up ahead, 33 cars literally making inroads here. Again, Fuji also has the glitch of the timing tower, so might want to excuse that as well, as Lexi Bowen tries to make her move against her fellow Aussie mate, Callum Gibbons. Meanwhile, Tyrell tries to defend against Hazik Yazid for 10th place, lap 2 already, and we are seeing some interesting battles. Alright, 1 lap complete, and I'm not sure what to expect other than potential pit stops in the mid stages. But we are seeing only one retirement at the start. That's only because they were bunching up. I might want to check the replay. Even I probably have nothing to do at this point. Alright, so let me just do a bit of this one. So we are gonna go a bit of an onboard with Tawan Boomin at the start. Just wanted to check what happened. So here's the replay as Boomin goes up there. Ali J looking at this one, and oh, Ali J looks to have turned Tawan, and that sends him into the wall. Here's the onboard from Jay, and I think that might be a penalty based on this one. Yeah, she was supposed to go to the left. Yeah, just right hooked Tawan into a spin there. Here is the alternate angle here of the incident. Just right hook Tawan, tried to back it off, but just really flipped the car, and that is essentially Tawan out of the race. So anyways, we are now back into the racing situation here. So it looks to me that it might not be as lenient as it should be, because looking at the start, she actually had the left side area to go and actually decided to left hook, Tawan there. So the stewards are not going to take kindly to that situation. It could be a harsh penalty for Jay, as it might fall under a race-ending DNF. Anyways, on the top of the standings, we have Williams ahead of Prower, and Wasif currently sitting in third, as we are seeing a potential battle here between Tyrell and Lexi Bowen. And Tyrell gets the move done already on the Shirogane Knight. Alright, so 2 laps complete, and we are currently talking, so thanks. But we do have a few viewers here. If you are viewing here, please let us know in the chat that you are here, just to give you all a bit of shout out. Right, anyways, 2 laps complete here in Fuji, and looks to be the field situation is still a big question mark. If you look at the previous races in HoloType at Fuji, we only were running those races in, we did run it for 60 laps, so slightly longer than the races that we have, as we are now seeing a side-by-side battle with Tsuyo and Guyana already charging up into 18th place. So Guyana already making moves on the track, trying to go around the outside of Rio, trying to hook it up back as Rio was trying to get his position back, but they're still side by side at 100 on Pecora versus Ayame right here on your screen. And it's Guyana who's currently up ahead in 18th place. Great move there from Guyana. Nothing short of amazing move there from Walker. Speaking of which, we do have some right now we are checking that Sky, who is already closing in to Nakamura. Proud as well, getting close though to Williams, but Williams' exit was just better. Sky still could not catch onto Nakamura right now. And meanwhile, we are seeing a bit of a train there be ahead of Yazid and Taron Gibbons to be exact. We will see how these moves are going to fare. So we're going to go rid of a free cam here just to see if there are any potential moves there. Rio on the outside. Oh, and that's UCM trying to go down the inside against Leah Kai into turn 1. Some pole action right in front of your screen here as 2CM nearly makes the move onto Leah Kai as well. Right now, nothing doing for the driver. And you know what is up next? I really don't have a lot to say because it's still pretty much an up in the air moment for these drivers. Anyways, GCM trying to poke his nose down the inside, and right now nothing is coming out of it. Alright, let's take a look at the drivers further back. Richie 23rd, Adachi 24th, Damasha 25th, Sims 26th, Jay 27th, Cashew in 18th, Farashu in 29th, Barger now up in 30th place, Corey Jimenez in 31st, and Ryan Romy in 32nd, and Shaka in 33rd. As we're now seeing though, that's Aziz Mwazif and Great Prower now trading places between each other, or at least that is the intention for Mwazif as he almost gets the move done. Oh, that's a great switchback move there from Prower to get himself back ahead in second place. Oh man, this is an interesting battle here as we now go into 100R once again. Absolute commitment from these two drivers. Graver going to go back at it at the hairpin. Prowl still stays ahead of Mwazif though as they exit the corner into 300R. Still in control, but Mwazif has the inside line. He is going to stay ahead. Mwazif's now up into second. Just take a break. So we are already done 5 laps in Fuji. We are just checking onto the situation with the tires, and right now not much to talk about. We are seeing the first pit stop activity here, and that is for Aziz Nwase. Could it be too early for him? Because I feel like that is a sign that he might make those unnecessary pit stops. And you know who's also joining? Well, we are checking Wazim already being triggered into pits. Also, Laro Zetaro, decent great performance there from Trony that time. Also joining in Angela Sims. And it looks to me that there are more drivers coming in. And that is Wazim. Okay, there's Wazif, there is a safety car, there's Angela Sims, Talmud is already out of the race. Right. So, 6 laps already done. Okay, so I have to see Leah Kai now playing places. Kai showing her mettle at the moment. She's doing a good job at it. This is what she did right here with Fuji. And it's back here. Of course, her fellow gen mates is Sven Jensen, who is representing the gen mates. Has actually won in the Zako series. World Zako Series Suzuka 200 minutes. Speaking of which, we have a potential battle on our hands. That is Lexi Bowen, or rather, Azuri against Samiyake, staying up in 5th place as we are seeing more moves in the table at the moment. Meanwhile, Leah Kai still ahead of UCM. Already sense that something is already approaching. Right. So, you also have been told that there are the new fests coming up. Already we are already made aware of this. So we can say this for sure. Onto the situation here, Nakamura getting very close there, or rather Great Power now getting back onto Tyler Williams. Nakamura currently in 3rd. Sky is in 4th, Azura in 5th. Alright, 8 laps already done, and right now we are also fascinated by the story of Great Proud. Obviously this is his first World Series race since he represented Gaogura. And of course he was very devastated when the news of Gura's graduation came. And obviously the drivers in the ARO, the organization came to console him, and at the very least he was told that there were more opportunities in the ARO, and it's not just for Gaogura. And he did say that he intends to race for Rokoko, and that is what he's doing right now, formally replacing Nishimi-chan since the All for One weekend. speaking of the All for One weekend, we will talk about that later. It was a very interesting race, though. But back to Grave. Grave has everything to prove, given that he now has the record number 52. The record number 52 is currently not one that performs very well, but is currently a long shot for the title. And the ride does have a few top fives already in the season. So right now, Brower has everything to prove. And imagine if he does win this race, it will be one hell of a celebration for him. Maximum destruction over the rest of the field as Brower gets himself ahead. And nothing is certain in the competition. Right, Yukara Toka also trying to chase Lexi Bowen for 10th place. And remember, we're still using the top 15 and the points there for both the world Tsuyo and Zako, just to give it a bit of consistency. And right now we are seeing potential moves down the inside. That's Leah Kai already under pressure from Maverick Duciem. Duciem heads it down. Tried to get a good run, but Leah knows the drive very well. Goes for the outside run. Manages to get her position defended. Right, so we are now back onto the situation here in Fuji. Nakamura in third place chasing Brower and Williams. The leaders are only at 1.8 seconds between the two. You do also want to notice about the livery differences for this specific race. This is on purpose because this is to reflect the color variant in the colorized idol outfits, the outfits that serve as the basis for the color liveries. Anyways, here in the we are just going to run the special colorized livery specifically for Suzuka, but we have also made plans to also keep it this way in Fuji because this is still round 1 of the World CEO Series, so there's no need to change the liveries just yet. Will have plans to revert it back to standard after this race. In other words, going back to the more colors. Are going to be asking some big questions here as to how we need to approach the liveries going forward and the type of liveries going forward. Well, that is a bit of a interesting thing to know, and also there might be a switch up in formats. Lap 13 already, we are seeing the lead lap drivers. Anyways, we are just seeing drivers now going single file as seeing the race being calmed down as we speak, as everyone, as we are now going to see we are getting into a just wanted to point out the individual drivers currently in the list. Of course, as we mentioned, Zako, who made the field, made the World Tsuyo by wildcard spots. Also, Goodwin making his move against Hanari Miyuki. Miyuki's now under pressure for Takeda Adachi, who might take a move around the outside. Goodwin has a move down the inside for Vlasa the Mashnev, though, but just a bit far. And you see here Ali J also going for it, but just could not find the space. Jay, meanwhile, is just going to try to see if she can find a move. Meanwhile, we are seeing more battles at the back. That's Cashew against Daniel Barrier. Oh, and that is a bit of a speculative moment here, as we are just going to see Damasha trying to defend against Damasha. And I think there's contact already between Damasha and Ali J. Also trying to make a move onto Damasha here. I'm trying to juggle on a few things here, as and speaking of which, we do have Corey Comendes though under pressure from Evelyn Kuromi, as we see here. They're both going side by side. Evelyn Kuromi tries to stick around the inside, but still could not let that move stick. Mendes around the outside. A bit of a switchback here, and he has been laid off to dry, as Shaki Reza now pounces back on the opportunity. Speaking of which, we are just going to notice a few things. Kyle Williams has already pulled up the gap to 3.6 seconds between himself and Prower. Williams looking to capitalize on this opportunity here in Fuji. Oh man, so much things to juggle right now, as I've been inundated with news and stuff. And right now everyone is still pretty much going single file. We might be seeing a battle here. Adachi and Miyuki getting close though. Adachi absolutely in the hunt for more positions. Oh, that's a move down the inside potentially from Adachi into Hanari Miyuki to turn 1. Could not make the move stick. Miyuki sticks it around the outside, manages to defend her position as Barger tries to get his get himself ahead of Ali J. Or rather, Ali J tries to defend it against Barger. Decent maneuver here at the moment as they now make their way towards the hairpin. things I do for... Never mind. We are now at 16 laps complete. We are seeing some sporadic battles left, right, and center. And right now, Jay Goodwin already lighting up a move down the inside, nearly making contact against Ricci. Ricci again continues to make the outside line work, as does all the other drivers. It looks like the gap has kind of closed down between Williams and Broward for the top spots. It is ebbing and flowing this time. Just also wanted to check. Jorge Jimenez is in the first, is in the double corner, and Kyle Lewis is already at the main straight. Again, right now we do want to point out that the racing action has been again sporadic, and right now the pit stop activities haven't started yet. And speaking of the drivers who have already made a pit stop, we are just going to double check here. Anyways, Aziz Wasif has already made 2 stops, and he's currently at the back of the field. Saying goes 104 miles at the right end. This is what we have worried about these drivers making 2 early pit stops. And anyways, we are also paying attention to the first pit stop within the window. Jay Goodwin now makes his move in the pit box. We might go for a 2-stop strategy. And also Hazik Yazik coming in as well, so that will be something to report after this. We already have a few lap cars, but I do want to point out that these lap cars are not going to be at the moment. Speaking of which, Prow has already pulled away against Nakamura. Now seeing more drivers coming into the pits. Jake Goodwin is let me just check here. Dropping down to 28, so I think he might do another pit stop based on these optics. Anyways, Jay now getting close there to the Mosnev for 21st place. And Tara also comes into the pits from midfield. So alright, more drivers coming in. That's Takeda Adachi also joining Antarao. Let me check. That Sky now up into 4th place. As a few more drivers are now in the pits as well. Gibbon staying in 7th place. Already, if you look into the previous race winners, Gibbons in 7th place, Leakai 13th, Hazik Yazid already down. Anyways, just wanted to report we have finished 20 laps here in Fuji. Racing has never been cleaner. That is one thing that we can be okay with. But there is, Toka losing the rear just a bit. As DuCM continues his remarkable climb up the field. If you look at the broadcast track, he has already gained 5 positions. Then again, you also take a look at the Goyan, who has already gained 8 places. As you can see here, DuCM now trying to make a move down the inside against Fuji. Gets the move done, needs to cover the outside line. And that's something that he hasn't been able to do, but manages to keep himself alongside into the Coca-Cola corner. He might think of the outside. Oh, straddles the curb, loses ground, and I think it will be potentially 3-wide action. There is out potentially joining in. Leakai already sweeping in to take the position away. Had to back off that shot, Reza. And right now we are just going to see if maybe something. And just wanted to check here at Sky, currently still in 4th place. And speaking of which, potential battles here. Let's see, Bowen and Samyake. I believe so. I'm sorry, Scott was already. Wait. Never mind. No battles probably submitted to report other than Samyake and Carol Gibbons. Right, also Asano currently 16th place. Tyler Williams, the race leader, has already come into the pits. Great Power now leads the Fuji 100 minutes. it is getting very close there. Fumi, trying to recover some positions, is already battling with UCM, and this is a bit of an issue there because, oh, never mind, we're not talking about Tyler Williams. UCM and Fumi almost taking a move. Williams has now dropped down to 22nd, and right now the issue with traffic is going to come at it again. So we are seeing potential other moves, which is on Rio now trying to make moves against Ricci, as Ricci also tries to make a move onto Shadow and Reza. It's going to be a messy 3-wide action, nearly contact between these three. Shadow Reza manages to defend, and he's now into 12th. Asano is in that crucial point position, but that's only because some of the drivers are already pitted. Hunter and Mugen and Ali J. Two ladies are... Is currently up in 6th place, trying to chase Samiake right now. And looking into Williams right now, I do want to check his previous lap just to see how he has compared with him. And to see him now coming into the pits. So we are seeing the pit stop shuffle as what some of my mates have mentioned. Mashev in 17th, now making his way into the pits as he drops down a few positions. Right, Callan Gibbons currently in 6th place. Brower doing a very good job though. Oh yeah, the last lap there. I do want to check the last lap for the likes of Williams. His last lap was a 132.413. And for Great Prow, his last lap was a 131.331. So Great Prow is going to be absolutely enjoying this overcut strategy as we speak. Speaking of which, Ake is now ahead of Callum Gibbons by about 6 seconds now. Ahead speaking of which, we are seeing potential battles here. Oh yeah, Hyota Asano currently in, well, the Akai coming into pit this time. Asano now up into 13th. Who is still making his pit stop around the outside, potentially goes up with Kuromi. We still have a few drivers who have yet to make a pit stop. Williams is now in 19th place. If you look at his previous lap, still 132.152. He is not feeling at the moment. Again, 131.951 for Prower, doing an amazing job just to hang on in the lead at this point. Zurich also now coming into the pits is first stint, doing himself some corners. He could try to spend less time in the pit stop. And again, as we have mentioned earlier, the drivers at the back have already had a massive gap. Angel Sims is already in the pit stop as well, looking to have made at least 3 to 4 to 5 pit stops. This is why we mentioned you shouldn't be pitting too early in this race, otherwise this happens. Miyuki also coming in for her pit stop. Alright, so Prower still yet to make a pit stop. Nakamura still yet to make a pit stop. And Sky as well, probably with Lexi Bowen. So we are seeing a bit of a shuffle here. We have a big gap between Gibbons and Bowen here. But Gibbons already in turn pit from 16, now doing it with a lap car of Mono. Bowen, meanwhile, already coming into turn 12. Asano currently in 10th, is already making his way into pit stop as well as Fuji Rio. So right now the battles will not be with Williams, who is leading this race. Kashi will also join in. But the yardstick will be Yazid and Ducian especially. So we'll see how these three drivers will perform against this yardstick of Ducian. So back onto this racing situation here. Rio and Shanreza behind DCM, Guyana and Goodwin. So this overcut strategy hasn't been fruitful for now. Alright, just wanted to take a look into here. Rinrana and Nakamura have already made their pit stops. So we will move on into Tyler Williams, who is currently at the back here. Turn 12 now. And right now we are checking in. Williams now losing the rear against Corey Recommended. That's not going to do himself any favors. Prower is still in that pit stop. Williams is already coming into the main straight. Nakamura is also waiting. Prower is already out. Tyler Williams now is in the main straight. This will be the decider for the race lead. And it looks to me that Prower is not done enough to beat Williams. But you gotta have to highlight this part. Williams has worn out his tires more than Prower and Nakamura, who already have fresh tires, and couple the fact that Williams is now stuck behind the lap car of Mendes. We're just going to continue on as normal. We got 25 laps of racing here in Fuji to go. Yazid in 17th place, doing a okayish job right now. Quincy Bowen coming in for her pit stop as the cycles will continue. We will pay attention as we see Brower still stuck behind Tara and Nakamura, and I think Brower is already slower than Tara right now, and Tara has yet to make a pit stop. We'll see how much blockage Corey Mendes is going to cause to Williams. And right now we all... Oh yeah, I also wanted to point out that all of MIF are also in the World CO. Adachi currently sits 21st, Corey Mendes currently up here in 7th, and he has yet to make a pit stop. Azurit's climbing himself into 12th place, and now currently I think he's in 4th after pit stop. So Azurit has also done his strategies very well. Asano makes his pit stop, exits in 23rd. Shadoriza is now in 21st, chasing Ali J. Whoosh. Then again, you look at the pit stops, and that is all you need to know. Also, Taro has already made a pit stop too. He's currently up into 9th. And potentially a net 2nd. We could be seeing a massive so right now this is a battle for the top 3, or rather this battle for the race win. Richie and Hofumi now going side by side between the two. Richie on the inside, trying to get a good exit into turn 1. Exiting turn 1, and right now, nothing is coming off of it. And also, here's Tyler Williams and Tara trying to go down the inside between each other, or rather, side by side between each other, into turn 1. This is the battle for the race lead, and oh, Tyler Williams almost losing the rear on Tara. It sticks it in the inside, and I think this might be the move for the win for Antanarao. Holy moly, Antanarao only started 10th and is now up into a potential race lead, pending the remaining drivers making their pit stop. Oh my goodness, this could be the move for the race winner, Antanarao. And right now we are just going to keep monitoring the situation. If Antanarao is able to keep his progress up at the top, and right now he needs to hold off the charges between from Brower and Nakamura as well. They have had much fresher tires than Williams and Antanarao, and now we are seeing Brower absolutely trying to prowl his way into 2nd place. Anyways, Hofumi and Lorenzo Ricci now make their way into the pit stop after we saw an intense battle between the two. That's not going to help their causes in getting themselves more positions, but that's life. And Vinny Kuromi makes her pit stop as well as Williams tries to get himself back against Antanarao. Can Antanarao hang around the outside into turn 1 as the solid defensive move goes? And Williams could not nail the exit in the inside line. Taro hangs it on for now. Williams is going to try to dive bomb potentially into the Coca-Cola corner, but he doesn't have enough room. Nakamura drops back as Brower comes in closer. Romy drops down to 22nd, and this will be an interesting point situation to note as Kuromi manages to exit almost ahead of the Mustang, but still ahead of Shasuke Shakefreza. Cashew also losing a decent number of positions as well as Rusting for Washio. Daniel Barger nowhere to be seen right now. Yuki and Barger, that's where they are right now. Barger against Wazif here. Or rather, Barger against Miyuki. So they've had court times in the pit lane, and they're now down. And here's what happened there. Wazip now at 4 stops. Same goes for Mono Zetaro and Angela Sims, so that will be their races over, technically. This guy now comes in for his pit stop, now drops down a few more. Same goes for Corey Rico Mendez as Tanara, Prower, Williams, and Nakamura, your top 4 are still up there. And now we have this battle in the top 4 absolutely charging here. As Yazid loses out to Ake. Just monitoring the situation here. And Ricci now stays ahead of Adachi in the final point positions. Ollie J and Hopeful Me now try to go side by side. Ollie J tries to go around the outside. Too far back is the answer. Sheldon Reza might think of a move down the inside. Ooh, goes too far on the outside, and there's contact between Sheldon Reza and Leah Kai, and that's Leah Kai being spun round. Oh my goodness, that was a violent collision between the two. And here's what happened. I will try to see what I'll try to make out a replay. Sheldon Reza tries to go for the outside line. Leah Kai thought of a move down the inside. Sheldon Reza is entitled for the corner. Leah Kai literally slammed into Sheldon. Sheldon keeps it on the track, and Leah Kai absolutely has been sent spinning right for Azurid right now, who's currently up into 6th place. Toka has already made a pit stop. Azurid has already made a pit stop. That leaves only Callum Gibbons who have yet to make a pit stop. So he's currently inside the top 5. As we mentioned, he is still very good in the World Series, just not in international ones apparently. But anyways, Ari Nakamura does have the fastest lap out of anyone so far. And right now, we're also at the same time we are going to also mention that Great Power is now up into 2nd place right now. Net. So Leah Kai is gonna be exiting Fuji with massive amounts of heartbreak. She did go for a lunge down the inside of Shadow. Shadow didn't see her coming, slammed her into a spin. Fortunately, she didn't hit the wall, but that's her out of the race with that much damage on the car. Shadow Reza is gonna have to nurse that number 14, and you see how damaged that right rear side looks like. Ugh. Right now, Hyuta Sano is going to chase Shadow Reza for 19th place as he is trying to get his mojo going. Foot. Ouch. So anyways, back onto the lead battle at the moment, and Taro now still has the lead over Prower in 2nd place. Prower looking for Mokoko's first win, and also Mokoko's first win in ARO competitions, I believe, and specifically in HoloType. Right now, nothing has come of it. Nothing has come of anything so far. We are now coming into nearly 20 laps to go here in Fuji. Gibbons and Tanara's gap is now dropped to 30 seconds as Gibbons finally makes his move down to the pit. He will be the last driver to make a pit stop, but then again, we also want to point out about the potential last lap pit stop shuffle because of the lack of fuel to complete the race. And so, as it stands right now, Tanara will cover up Callum Gibbons by almost 10 seconds. And now we have now seen how the race narrative has now shaped into Williams, who was on pole position, is now down into 3rd. Prower now up into 2nd, and Tanaro jumps everyone. And we do want to check the tires. And Tanaro, he actually has the oldest tires of anyone so far, so he undercuts everyone. But now the question is that will he be able to hang on with those amount of tires and this amount of fuel as Williams almost gets overtaken by Nakamura. Oh yeah, speaking of Ali J, we are supposed to give the stewards are going to finally give a penalty, looks to me, for Ali J for causing a DNF collision. So, just wanted to tell you where Tower Booming was. Alright, so it has been official. Ali J will get a 30-second penalty for causing a race-ending collision. Speaking of which, Goodwin has made his move against Gibbons, Aussie over Aussie. And talk about decent rises for some of these entries. Karobi, who started at the back of the field, is now up to 23rd. We still have Crucio and Puerto Rico Mendez and Wagner in 27 and 28th. So Hunter Miki down in 29th, and they got the two drivers, or three guys who put it so early in this race that they made like 4 pit stops. And here's another battle to look into. Hazuyaze against Samiake in Ed Sky. So it looks to me that they will be adding 30 extra seconds to Ali J's time. So Ali J, who's currently running in 18, will probably be sent down to the back of the field, to the back of to potentially back of the standings. But I think she will probably finish as high as 25th from where she is right now, or potentially 29th. So Prower now on the battle against Antara, who is now stuck behind Angela Sims, who's currently running in 32nd. Will have at the very least the distinction of her finishing ahead of her own rival. Antara needs to absolutely be careful with this. He has lost races because of him making the wrong moves. And Taro needs to be absolutely careful of his next move coming up as they now come down into the inside. Meanwhile, Azurid against Etsky, nothing coming out of it. It's just a timing tower glitch. .7 of a second is the difference between these two, and right now he is getting closer and closer as Antara struggles to make the pass on to Sims. Ali J has caught up with Hofumi right now. He has been relay about the penalty. Oh yeah, if you want to argue about the penalty, there is a little bit of argument to it. She could have gone down the left side that wasn't equipped, but instead chose to punt power moving into the wall. So that's why the stewards are not happy about this. Anyways, Azurit currently running in 5th place for Mori Calliope. With 37 laps already completed. Jay, meanwhile, ahead of Shadon Reza, already by 3.4 seconds, but behind Fomi by 1.8. As Antanarao and Williams now go side by side, or rather that's Antanarao now trying to make a move against Angela Sims, and the move has not gone to plan for him. He's still at the back. And so right now, Crow is sniffing for something. He senses an opportunity. And right now we will see if there might be some errors coming to light. Going and reaching, getting close. Right, 39 laps. Oh, a bit of a lockup on the front left there as the wheels went up in the air as Tanner tried to brake. I believe with a bit of turn in, but I think it is mostly neutral. Alright, so right now the race has absolutely calmed down compared to what we saw at the start. We do see some crashes from a few places. And right now we are just going to monitor here as Antaro still maintains the lead. He's going to try to move down the inside once again, but he is currently not thinking of a move there. He might try to bunch up the field. Williams is actually not far behind though from Brower, but will he be able to catch? That's the answer. That's because of the tires that they have right now, especially when it comes to tire age. Potential pit stops that they might have to do in the right at the end of the race. So right now, Antaro is going to bank in on the fact. Might he see a move? No, can't really tell. Fumi is still ahead of Jay right now. Him also doing a very good job. He's now up into 8th place. Looking at the progress charts, he's one of those biggest gainers who have gained his place into the top 10 from outside of it. And then Guyana started to the 22nd. He's now up into 10th. Good stuff for Guyana right now. And Tyrell, meanwhile, gains 9 positions from the start. He is currently in the lead. But will he be able to hang on? That is currently the big question. "44 seconds separate Evelyn Kuromi from the race lead, and Taro still in the lead right now. Prower getting very close this time to Antaro, but there is still nothing so far. Right, I am going to gonna need to take a slight break as Shadowreza now, I believe, goes still stays in 19th, looking for first points. There's some points here. Exactly doing his international series run any favors. Well, let's take a look into Prower as we're about to go into a slight break. It's gonna need to be for a minute, so don't go anywhere and stay tuned. Yazik makes another pit stop, and that's gonna give drivers at the back a chance to get more points. Anyways, back into this race, Prower is now currently still in the lead of this race. I thought I heard someone, but never mind. Williams currently in 3rd place, now chasing Prower. The leaders are now separated by 1.5 seconds, it seems. Question mark as to if these drivers are able to hold on to their respective positions, especially given that Prower does have the fresher tires. tires and is ready to pounce on the opportunity to attack. Oh, driver just sliding around in the final corner. Missouri meanwhile is catching the pack. Could be in for his first all-type win if things essentially fall down to his favor. Dropping down as he makes a pit stop. Ollie J has received a penalty, as we have mentioned before. That will put actually him one position away from the points. Just needs to pass both of them. That's going to be a big issue as we are now running out of laps to race. Oh, and that's Williams having issues. Looks to me that he went the wrong line and allowed Nakamura to make the pass for third place. Right now, we just don't know if there might be any more changes in the standings. That is going to be a massive talking point. Now that we are now in lap 44 soon. Frower still hunting for Antanarouse's lead. Nakamura goes down the inside of Frower. Antara goes down the inside on to Angela Sims, but also needs to pay attention to Karashio, who's ahead. They make contact, and right now we are seeing a double side-by-side action. Nakamura still going to go side-by-side with Williams, or rather with Frower. Just wasn't on alongside anymore. But now we see Frower and Tanaro having to settle himself back against Frower, against this one, against Sims, who is currently holding the driver's back. And there's a potential move there from I believe that's Williams, and now we are going to open up this battle of the top 4 into the top 6. Azure, the next guy, now joins in on the fun. And so right now it is going to be a very interesting sight to see. Jara still holds on to this lead by the slimmest of margins. Tries to get something against Frower, but could not maintain it, as we now see Antara coming into the pits. This is what we feared will happen, and this will allow Great Proud to be in the lead. And remember that Williams might also be in the same issue as well, so you might actually also see, oh, there's a move down the inside though from Nakamura against Great Proud. Great Proud hangs around the outside. Williams possibly in the risk of having to make a pit stop himself, as he now gets down into 4th place. Joshua Zuri is in 3rd. Got 44 laps done, and Tanner having to give up his lead. I guess that's why he was in the lead in the first place. But now he's going to drop down to 23rd. Also coming into pits as well. We might see Williams also making a pit stop as well. He is currently... Oh no, he's down! He's down! Oh! I don't know what happened to Williams, but I think he is missing. Oh, never mind. He's not missing. He's still in 4th place. I forgot that. Anyways, drivers are now struggling for tire wear. So, something to note, Trey Prower is currently in the lead, trying to vindicate something in his ARO career. he could not win for Gargura. He didn't have the time, or the luck, or the fortune, but he might be able to hang on if he can defend against Nakamura. Starting to set himself up around the outside. Oh, contact between the two. Prower isn't going to give up this race lead anytime soon. Meanwhile, Azurid is absolutely hounding Nakamura in second place right now. He has been a dark horse contender for this win, and he is going to go for it. Right now, it could be a 1-2 as the Shadow Reza now goes down the inside of Ali J for potentially a points position. He is currently in the points with him trying to clear Ali J right now. Shadow is going to go for that one solitary point, but can he hang on? On the outside he goes. Ooh, straddles the curb, but I think he might still have the inside line. Tries to force it down. LJ manages to hang on for now. Williams has made the pass on to Joshua Zurid. He's now back into third. And now Zurid's offline. He's not going to have to soak up the pressure from Sky. Sky goes around the outside. Zurid has the outside line into 15 and 16. Could he stay there? Oh, contact between the two. Exiting turn 16. Zurid stays up. 10 laps to go here in Fuji, and this is gonna turn out to be a memorable one. Nice amount of viewers, I will be happy to report. Nakamura still staying in second, unable to make the pass onto Angela Sims, and crucially Prower has cleared Angela Sims. He is currently home free. Alright, we are now 9 laps to go in this race. Shadowreza is currently on the hunt for more points here. He's going to be set to score 4 after Ollie J's penalty will be applied. Just going to keep checking along as Nakamura now tries to finally clear Angela Sims, but right now nothing coming off of it between the two. Mashev stays in 17th, starting to soak up the pressure from Rio and Kuromi. Anyways, Azurit now trying to go yet again for this podium finish. Just needs to beat both Williams and Nakamura. Nakamura has already cleared Angela Sims, crucially. Prower now ahead of Nakamura by 4.3 seconds. He's going to go for Mokoko's first win in ARO competitions. Can he hang on for this win? And more drivers coming in for the pit stop, and it looks like that's Sami Ake, or rather that's Ed Sky coming in, or is that Daniel Goyana? Yeah, Goyana's now in the pits. Making yet another pit stop, and we now see Williams going down the inside of Sin, but right now it's not giving himself any fruitful labors. as he is still trying to find a way past Sims. This is really causing a lot of trouble. On board, Zerit. And so with Goyana coming into the pits, more gate points for the drivers. Gains of like 0.3 of a second a lap, especially if you take a look into the previous lap. In 28th, Ray Prower still in the lead. Zerit now up into 3rd place. Ooh, wow. So Zerit is going to be set to score more and more podiums. That will absolutely do him a massive amount of favors in the international championship fight. Hati Yazid's currently down in 23rd with no points to his name. Oh. And Shadar Reza is currently up in 14. Again, very minimum amount of points for the international standings, especially if you look at the F1 standings. Shadar will still have this lead as it stands. Meanwhile, we will see Zerit make a massive climb up the rankings here, potentially going up into the top 5. But he will need to find more. He can score more if he can go a bit higher, but then again, he can go as high as 4th in the international standings if he does win. For now, I think he's going to be slotting into 6th in the standings, maybe 5th. We will check the standings after this. Still looking for positions. Ali J now against Lorenzo Ricci for 11th. Fumi has made his move against Shaz Reza. He's now dropped down to the net 13th. Ali J still needs to serve that penalty. Five laps to go in Fuji, and it is still a pretty interesting question, honestly. Drivers coming in. As we mentioned earlier, Tyler Williams was pitting at nearly the same lap as Antara, and now we are seeing Williams also coming in for emergency pit stop, so he is going to drop down a few more positions and going to give a few more points to the drivers. Asano is also going to be scoring points. Same goes for Fonsa Domashnev. Alright, 4 laps to go. Prower now gains his lead over Nakamura, and it is now 6.9 seconds, it seems. Zerit will now stay in 3rd place, now sticking behind Angela. This is 410 for 9th place. Stays ahead beautifully right now. Richie is trying to hang on. Look at the one with the oldest tires, the Mustang. It's going to be also in a serious risk of having to hit again. Same goes for Mustang. These drivers might have just enough time and fuel to run until the end, but we will have to say how it works here. Anyways, to me, that Promise's place on the top spot is going to be with no issues whatsoever. Anyways, Nakamura is also gonna bring home a solid amount of points for herself, as Zurich will look to finish in 3rd unless something big happens. Look back at the progress charts. We are seeing Richie will gain 14 positions for the start. UCM with 12. I want to say Ali J, but she's going to serve a penalty, so that is going to be something that we need to pay attention to. Anyways, Lexi Bone again goes up against, still ahead of Richie right now. So yeah, DCM doing a very good job though, being a big gainer in this race. Ed Sky, who is currently in 5th place, is doing an okay job. Sakuragi, who is continuing his good run of form in 6th place right now. Into the Tsuyo right now. We will update this later. Right, so we're in the penultimate lap of this race. Ray Prower currently in a huge amount of control in this race. UCM is 4th, Ed Sky in 5th, 6th place right now. And so you wish me to give us some renting down the inside. They close this race. So, as we're about to conclude this race, we are going to be seeing a pretty popular win for any of these drivers. So we are just going to highlight just a few things to note. I'm also going to we are just going to give a bit of a update here as we are changing something into the table. Anyways, final lap is about to start, and it has started for Ray Prower, who has been in control of this race from the start, doing what he needs to do to be up there. Right now we are just going to just watch and see how this pretty good quality driver is going to do, as he just needs to survive a few more laps. Shadowers is still unable to bring the pass on to Fuji. But anyways, Ray Prower, Tawan Bubin has and his predecessors have seen Foa win Formula HoloType race before. It was Jay Goodwin who won for Foa Bisgard in the first race in the 2024 Formula Holland International season, but since then, Moko have gone dry. But today might be different, assuming Brower manages to hold on in this lead and continue to make his way through the start-finish line. Great Prowler, I think he's gonna do it. Great Prowler is gonna bring home Mokoko's first win in ARO competitions. Great Prowler wins the Fuji 100 minutes in the CO Series. World Series, that is. Nakamura finishes second place. Azura is going to be able to hang on, and he does it. Gaining 5 positions in the process, he goes into third. And that completes our podium. Ake will, looks like that guy will be finishing 4th. Beats Maverick DCM right at the line. Ake and Gibbons as well. Toga will finish 8th. Lexibo will finish 9th. Ricci in 10th. Looks like Fumi will finish in 11th. Chazun Reza 12th. Asano 13th. Demashina 14th. And Tanaro manages to recover with a point. Wow. P15 for Tanaro, as we're seeing the rest of the field come through to the start-finish line. Right now we are going to see the drivers making their way to the finish, but also congratulations to Great Prowler for making this race a memorable one for Mokoko, as we now get to see the twins finally win in aero competitions. Kawabumi finishes last, but Great Prowler finishes up top. Will be enough for a Grave to finally kind of redeem himself, and that should be the race. And wow. What a result that will be for Grave, as we are going to finally take a look into the results. Great Prowler takes the checkered flag for Mokoko at Bisgard as he officially makes his way towards the top. Iron Nakamura finishes second for Hachima, with Joshua Zuri in third place for Calliope. And Sky finishes fourth with Maverick 2CM fifth. Samiaki in 6th place with Callum Gibbons doing a decent job to stay in 7th. Toka in 8th. Lexi Bowen 9th. And Hoshiro Marines as Lozarin Zorichi runs out of the top 10. Ollie J will not finish inside the points, as she will be adding 30 seconds into her tie, so it will be 86-24 for her, which essentially places her just ahead of Hanari Miyuki, so she will be finishing 25th. Hofumi in 11th. Shadow Reza 12th. Asano 13th. Laza Damasha 14th. Alson Tanaro has hang on for the final points positions after penalties. Cashew 16th, 17th place Evelyn Kurobi, 18th place Kororika Mendez with Hoshizano Rio 19th. Jay Goodwin runs out the top 20th. For 20th place Danilo Goyena. For Usada Pecora 22nd for Hazik Yazid. Tal Williams 23rd. Ali J will finish 24 for Kikara Ravivi, and then 25th will be Hanari Miyuki for Kobo. Adachi will finish 26th for Ina, with Rustin Kurashio 27 for Lapless Darkness. And those are the last drivers on the lead lap. Shakareza finishes 28th as the first car a lap down. Daniel Barger 29 for Suisei. Aziz Mwazif in 30th place for Ayunda Risu. Monazeta and Angela Sims, your last drivers to finish the race. Leah Kai was involved in that heavy shot between herself and Shazrin. She finishes 33rd, and Tao Bomin, who crashed at the start, finishes in last place. Alright, as we're going to save this replay, I have huge doubts that we are going to have this replay properly saved. Well, we are just going to be there just in case. Alright, so we do want to see how the incident between Leah Kai and Sharon Reza happened. Alright, so we are just going to see how it happens here. So we're going to see the replay just to see what happened to Leah Kai. And as you can see here, this is what happened to Leah Kai. She saw a gap to Shazrin, and Shazrin went wide, but didn't think Shazrin could essentially come across the inside curbs, and that essentially sent Leah Kai into the wall. Here's the alternate angle. trying to get herself back on track, but just realizes that she has too much damage on her car. Fortunately, she didn't hit the wall. That's just her out of race. There's an onboard shot. Yeah, I don't think I don't think there's anyone to blame other than herself. She didn't. She knows that it's Shattering's corner, but just went down the inside. So, yeah, that's a bit of a shame for Leah. We are just going to see if there are going to be the results. I knew it. I knew this was going to happen. The race has been listed as cancelled, so we're going to have a messy race results table shown. But we are going to double check on the point finishers now before we are going to properly end this stream. So let me see. Great Power, Nakamura, and Azurid. And then Ed Sky and Maverick do CM. And then after that, it's Sami Ake. Callum Gibbons will finish in 7th place. Yukihara Toka doing a very good job despite being troublesome herself. All right, and then after that, we're gonna look at 9th place. Lexi Bowen, who opens her CO Series campaign, the World Series, with a decent start. And then 10th place will be Lorenzo Ricci, who manages to hang on. Great stuff from him. I guess we mentioned Ali J will not be scoring any points as she has received a penalty, 30-second penalty, so she will be dropped down to 24th. Hofumi Momashana Reza will finish in 12th. 13th place will be Hyuta Asano, already a good start in the World CO Series. 34th will be Vladislav Damashnev, and then after that it will be Alson Tanarau, who will be the last driver who will be listed is the point scorer. So, all right, so let's show you the standings as we're about to finally close the stream. So here we see the first of the top 15. The top 15 are the ones that will be scoring points. So we're going to be focusing on the top 15 finishers of this race who will be scoring points in this round. So as you can see here, only one in the World Zako Series has scored points, and that is Yukihara Toka. 4 international drivers have also scored here in Fuji, with Prower, Azurid, Shanareza, and Hyuta Asano being the point scorers. It ended up becoming a not so fruitful day for Promise for this race at the very least. At least Van Jensen won the Suzuka. So you can take your time to read the standings, and also here are your non-points finishers. So these are the drivers who are finished outside the top 15. Leah Kai and Tawan Bumin were involved in race-ending collisions, but for Tawan Bumin, it doesn't really matter at this point because Great Power manages to win a race. So that is going to be a big talking point for this race as we now finally get into... Oh, sorry. As we finally get into the break. Finally get into a bit of a break as we... I do want to check out the calendar. Just wanted to check. Let me see. So we are gonna have a bit of a break this weekend before we will resume HoloType action. Yeah, I was looking into a bit of Twitter and all that stuff, so you don't need to worry about that. Yeah, I follow Malaysian football. Yeah, and I also wanted to point out that so after this, we will have a about 2-week break after 18th of October. Before we go for, actually we have a 3-week break actually. So we are just going to have a long time to rest. So at this point, thank you all for tuning into the stream. I'm Monetized in the commentary booth, and you have been seeing the Fuji 100 minutes. We'll see you after the break. Take care, everyone, and also happy birthday to Hime-sama, Himemori Luna, who is about to celebrate her birthday today. Happy birthday to her. So I hope she is going to have a nice birthday time with her mates, with her live concert coming up, scheduled for... I am just gonna check the schedule before we properly close this off. 9 p.m. Japan time. So happy birthday to Hime-sama, and we'll see her in the live concert. But for everyone else, we'll see you after 3 weeks for another HoloLive race in ARO. We'll see you by then. Take care, everyone, and we'll see you in the next race.